All right, y'all. So today we are switching it up and you'll find out if it's bullish or not at the end of the video, because there's a lot happening right now, and more so than just going into a bunch of positive things, what we need to be focusing on is what's potentially coming, why it's coming, and what we can do and how we can position ourselves to actually benefit from what's happening, if there is any way to benefit. So that being said, let's jump into it. As you can see, TOSHI is getting deep fried right now. So yeah, and honestly, it has room to go down farther. I think the lowest we can go with it keeping this current trend is around here is what I heard, like the fives. I think that's pretty much the lowest it can go and remain a bullish pattern. And I think that that's on par with damn near before we got Coinbase. Like that would be the lowest we have seen it since getting Coinbase, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it can go down to here, like around this area. So I think it has some more room to fall depending on what the market does. Now, let's get into why TOSHI is doing this right now, why it's getting cooked. So if you go over to Bitcoin, we're getting manipulated and we're getting fried at the highest level possible. So at the point where you get fried at the highest level, it trickles down to, Ethereum. And when Ethereum gets fried, every altcoin and meme coin follows. So that's just the pattern of things. It respects the hierarchy in the chain of command, essentially. So we already know that JP Morgan, Citibank, and all the other banks and institutions are going to go hard in 2026, early Q1 2026, trying to implement a lot of crypto related things, tokenization of everything and stuff like that. So what I think, just at a fundamental level, I know we know all the catalysts for this current bull run. We know all the catalysts and all the reasons that it's going to go up. We know all the fundamentals. But the thing that can be manipulated and twisted is how long you can delay letting the market run up. And that's what I believe is happening in the short term. I believe the manipulation is so the banks can get in position. They can, they can build out the infrastructure that they need and fully have certain things in place before this huge run up. Because think about it, if the banks are involved, if the banks are, very locked in with crypto, where they're like, every bank can easily transfer your money from that bank onto the blockchain and things like that into crypto space and buy some cryptos, that will also be a major catalyst to push the price up, because there's some banks right now today you still can't actually, connect them to certain exchanges, like to Coinbase. Like it blocks some banks will block somebody trying to buy crypto. So at the point where this gets loosened, we get the which one is it? The Clarity Act, and then we get the Market Structure Act. So we get those two pieces of legislation where now we're able to, get more people involved, more higher ups involved and things like that. That's going to be even greater when the bull run comes. And what I'm thinking is the average person don't have the money to spare to be in the market. So if you want to make maximum money, like just thinking from a whale's perspective, just thinking from like these billionaires' perspective, if I want to make money, would I let the market run when there's no money to be made? Like, who's going to put money in right now if I blow the market up? Who has money to put in? But to be fair, we're a few months from tax time. Like we're not many months away from tax time, where everybody's going to be getting their taxes back and they're going to have a lot of free money and free capital. That's when I would want the market to really blow and hit extremes personally, because then I'll be able to take all the little people's money. They'll be so excited. They'll think they're gonna double up that tax return. Then I'm gonna cook them for it. Like if I was a higher up, that's how I would be looking at things. Now, I don't know that they are looking at things like that. That's just something that makes sense to me. I would be targeting people when they have money, not when they like people are complaining about not being able to have food stamps right now. Like they cut off the food stamps. Come on now, like it's not a lot of money out here right now. So what good is a bull run gonna do anybody when everybody broke? So yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. The delay is, I'm believing that the delay is until people actually have money to put in the market to lose, because that's what like hundreds of millions or whatever, that's when all those people get in and they're gonna have money to throw into the market, and then you can cook them for it. And yeah, so Right now, pretty much the only people that they would be able to take money from is the traders. Traders who see a nice setup, they're going to jump in the market, and they more than likely have money to put into the market. But during a bull run, the higher up, the elites make their money off of not only cooking the whales or cooking the traders, but also retail at the same time. The majority of retail, those who aren't in early, those who aren't in buying when it looks horrible like this. So yeah. That being said, that's what I believe is going on a fundamental level. I believe it's just the manipulation, and it's manipulating to hold out the bull run and to the real explosions within the bull run until tax time. But that does not mean we will not have short-term pumps and bounces and mini explosions and things like that. It's still, we still got a long couple of months, so we could see some upward movement throughout this month. And I am expecting to see little something throughout December. I just think the max peak of the bull run, wherever we're going to get the ultimate high of this bull run, I believe that that's going to happen sometime after tax time. But no one has a crystal ball that can tell you exactly what is going on that front. So that being said, let's jump into what the technical analysis people are out here saying. So check it out. This is on a technical level. This is what they have to say. And to make it clear, this time for me, I think this is a time to buy. I'm personally buying, and I'm actually happy about this. I told you all, I get paid. I get paid in a few weeks. So at the point where that bag come, it is time. It is time. So I want Toshi to still be cooked at that point in time, personally. Hey, listen, it is what it is. This is a tough game. If you can't stomach it, it's not the game for you. I mean, that's just what it is. So yeah, a lot of us got fried last night. It is what it is. This is an opportunity. This is a huge and major opportunity because you don't get a lot of these throughout bull runs. So if you know what's going on, if come on now, ain't nothing changed fundamentally. Nothing changed fundamentally with Bitcoin. So why is it dropping? Everything has been extremely more bullish than ever. And nothing has changed fundamentally with Toshi. Everything has been extremely more bullish than ever. Yet, ever since we've heard all this extremely positive and bullish news, the market has gotten significantly worse than it has been. So, I mean, that just lets you know the amount of manipulation going on. And at the point where it's manipulated at the highest level, every other level under it is going to trickle down there. So, yeah, this is the time for me personally to be buying. Personally, that's just it. So, yeah, time to grind even harder, run up an even bigger bag, and listen. I'm trying to get some more buys in December. I'm not mad if it does not move. I'm not gonna be honest with you. Like I said, anytime I've made a prediction about what's gonna happen with Toshi, I don't care about trying to literally accurately predict things. I know when the bull run starts to near its peak and hit its peak, that's my expectation of when things are gonna go. I'm not sitting here trying to time the market. At the highest level that they're playing at, they don't try to time the market. You get to a certain level of height, you know exactly what the market is doing because you're inside the game and you're controlling it. But even at the people who counter trade those people, which is who I learned from, the people who counter trade those people, they don't attempt to time the market. So yeah, that being said, this is still a bullish. It's a bullish time right now, but it will be some downward action, sideways type action for a minute is what it's looking like. So check it out. So this is what the traders are saying. Toshi, my most bearish scenario to prepare for in case the rising channel is lost on the daily and Bitcoin heads to the 90s. And yeah, so look at this. So Toshi is getting cooked right now at 107. So if Bitcoin can fall into the 90s, imagine what Toshi and everything in the market is going to look like. Because if Bitcoin's falling to the 90s, what is this going to fall into? This is going to fall to 3,000 again? Maybe lower than that. Is that going to fall to 3,000? Because that would be crazy. So yeah, still could form a macro higher low and recover quickly, in my opinion. A target for a broken rising channel is calculated by measuring the vertical height of the channel at its widest point and subtracting that height from the price where the breakout occurred. Channel is ugly, so average the channel height through the FOMO areas. Target happens to align with major areas of interest. So yeah, check it out. It could go as low as here. It looks like he thinks we can go into the threes and then see see a little bounce up and start going back in the other direction. This would be the bearish scenario, or we could continue in this trend, it looks like. So, oh no, we're coming down. He thinks it's gonna hit this. He thinks it's gonna hit this line here. 3.7. Oh, I didn't think it could hit past 5.0005. I thought 5 was like pretty much. Well, I know, like if actually he said the worst case scenario. So if it goes into the 90s, this is possible. And that would be crazy, because that's going to be very low. That's literally going to be damn near pre-Coinbase. So yeah, if it hits there, that's going to be crazy. But I mean, that's going to be an excellent buy zone. So yeah, that's the only thing. It's about being selective about when you buy, because buying at 0.0005 when you could buy at 0.0003, that's a pretty significant difference there. So I mean, you could get a lot more TOSHI if it actually does this. But that's why you DCA, because you don't know what it actually is going to do. So that's why I'm gonna go to DCA route personally. Check it out. Update. Who's the boss? Another successful setup. TOSHI has finally entered our dump zone. If you want the next plan, like. So check it out. Apparently he made this chart where he was pointing out how TOSHI looked like it could go here, and look at his assessment. So the 0.0005. So that 5 area. That's where he saw that it could go to, and that's where that's where I've been told that it can go to. So yeah, as you can see, but yeah, I think TOSHI main is looking at the very, very worst case scenario. This is just a more likely scenario that's bound to happen. So yeah, that's where it looks like we're falling to 0.0005. So this is a great time to accumulate if you're gonna accumulate. If you're all like, listen. I know there's bearish people in TOSHI. This is not financial advice, but my opinion and my perspective is, especially if you bought at the top, getting out now with pennies, is that not a waste of time? You might as well see what's going to happen, ride it out, and risk the 100% loss. Like, you have more upside at this point than the loss would hurt you. You've probably lost so much at this point. Well, it's like, so still trying, because that's what be blowing me. Like, people who invest $1,000 at the top, they get down to $100, and then you want to pull that out? Like, why? What's the point? Go to work one day. Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you doing? So it's like some things just don't make sense, and this is why you have to be willing to take on risk. But truthfully, the way to play it is to dollar cost average. It's to be buying all the way down, because then you lower your average, and then you recoup that money with in a swifter time. So yeah, you'll recoup that money a lot quicker. But anyway, on to the next. Another trader. TA information are in my previous post. Bullish and bearish scenarios. 0.0006, 0.00063 is a strong support. Since is in oversold territory, is most likely to bounce tomorrow or Tuesday. So he's expecting a bounce between today and tomorrow. But even still, we could expect a bounce possibly, but that doesn't change the trajectory Bitcoin is on. And I don't believe that Bitcoin is going to see this recovery within this month or next month. I don't think so. So at the point where that is the case, it's still going to drag TOSHI back down, even if we get that bounce. So we could potentially see a bounce, but yeah, it would more than likely still trickle back down into some of these same scenarios here. So yeah, that's pretty much the trade-off of what, following Bitcoin does. Like you sometimes you're just destined to get cooked, because TOSHI cannot go against the market with major strength. It just can't. It's especially with no catalyst, and even with a catalyst, like, the market is still going to pull it down. So then this is exactly why I said I didn't want it listed on Binance at this current point in time, because that is a very, that would be a very, very wasted listing. Like, imagine this would have happened after a Binance listing. I mean, that's a double-edged sword, because you could roll the dice, because to be fair, in a market where everybody losing money, a Binance listing shooting TOSHI to the sky, maybe you could play it how, it's the only thing in the market doing something. But I mean, I just feel like it's wasted. I feel like everything in the market should be pumping. Toshi gets listed, and that pumps it even harder than everything, because Toshi's fundamentally, it's just better than everything else already. So yeah, I feel like you should use Catalyst in a moment of strength, not in a moment where the market is extremely weak. So yeah, he sees that we could be doing a bounce up, but even if we do bounce up short term, I believe that we will come back down. Toshi Main said, not ideal. Really don't want to lose this trend line support on the H4. I have bids ready in case we do though. So yeah, as you can see, my man's is prepared. My man's prepared. He don't want to lose the trend, but if he does, he's prepared to go down. And look at this, around around that 0.5 area right here, we could fall into this area right here, and this is obviously a beautiful accumulation zone if we do. So yeah. Then again, today's weekly close is the first close back under 0.00075 and raises caution of prior week's PA being a deviation. So look at this. So he's saying this is the first time we've seen this, and yeah, it raises caution. So he's pointing that out. Let's see it right here. Here we go. This is what we need. What that mean? I need a book called Crypto for Dummies. Hey, yeah, because I don't know what this one means. When a level holds price down as resistance, but is then broken, yet fails to hold as support, it is called deviation and usually equates to downside. So yeah, he's seeing every signal he's seeing, it looks like it's pointing to more downside, which overall, that's the sentiment of the market. Like, and this is why my technical analysis is pretty much a cheat code. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to be all technical, knowing exactly what all this stuff means. I look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and see it going down. I see patterns that look a little bit more bearish, and then I understand the fundamentals as well, which is the banks are getting in early 2026. And so they're getting in, setting all this stuff up and preparing these next few months to start taking over and doing what they're doing in 2026. I would assume that they want to wait until then. So it's like overall, you can kind of see what the chart is doing. The chart is going downwards, and then you can see, you know, what the fundamentals are saying. And you can come to the conclusion that, you know, we're going to have some downward movement for a little bit until the banks really get into position. But with the banks in position, I think that we can expect a much, much greater bull run, if you ask me. So yeah, the fact that more people will be able to buy on through the banks, that's very bullish. So overall, you may be thinking, like, what is it best to do at this point in time? And hey, you have to do what you feel is best for you. I don't think that it's logical to sell if you're down at this point. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't think that that's very logical at all personally, but check it out. I'm not selling. Like that, that's just what it's coming. That's what it comes to. Fucking bears. I'm not selling my Toshi. And hey, I'm doubling down personally. I'm doubling down personally. I will be buying more Toshi. Then as you can see, you got the community with the same sentiment. Ain't nothing changed. Look at this. Toshi World is already on it. Toshi World is already on it. Just bought $5,000 worth of Toshi. Check screenshot. Who's bold enough to match me? I'm banking on it going a little bit lower. Plus the way my property's set up right now, that matching ain't an option at this point. So, so yeah. As you can see, my man just bought 5,000 Toshi. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna hope that the price remains low and that it does follow this trend of going down. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. As you can see here, be greedy when others are fearful. Toshi has weathered many a storm and always bounces back stronger. Imagine what's next. So as you can see, someone else bought almost $50,000 in Toshi. So as Toshi is going down, the higher players, the higher up players are buying even more Toshi. So someone just put $50,000 in Toshi as it's going down. So people are buying the dips still. So smart money is still buying the dips. You know, this is nothing has really changed with Toshi. On a fundamental level, nothing has changed. It's still in the same position. It just may take a little longer to hit the destination that we all want, which it was expected to see changes. It was expected that things were going to be different after the big boys got in the game. It's not all about short-term gains, short-term money. They're very, very patient. So these kids in their mom's basement and things like that, when they were trying to rug people and stuff like that, they wanted the money as quick as possible. They were poor. Like they wanted to scam and get as much money as possible. these these higher ups, come on now, they're not in any rush to take your money. They know they're taking your money when they take your money. It's not like they got to pay their bills with it. It's not like they just want your money. Like, that's it. So they don't need to be in any rush. They got all the time in the world to take your money. So it's a completely different mentality than sitting here trying to understand what these kids are doing, and you never know when a dump is going to come. And this is why this is a game I like much better, because you know when somebody has power, they're in no rush. They can be calm. They can play mini games, and then you can kind of gauge what point in the game that we're at right now. But when it comes down to these kids, like, it's no predicting that. Like, they will, like, you can see somebody, they make $5,000 and they'll rug for $5,000. Then somebody else, it's not worth rugging until it gets to 100K. So you never know. So that's the difference in the game that we were playing and the game that we are. Like, I done seen people rug for like $30. Like, I done seen rugs happen for like $30, bro. Like, I'm like, dude, don't, because I've never made a coin. I'm like, don't it cost more than that to even set this up? Like, you rugging for a dub is crazy. But hey, you never know. People in this space is wild, man. But yeah, there we have it. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. As always, drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, fam.